Guys, does anyone have a magnetic topic? Can I take a look?
I've got them right here. You can take the photo if you want.
Thank you, Nata.
Why did the first take a second to go off?
That's because the capacitor needs time to charge up before it releases the energy for the bus.
Oh, so when you press the button, the energy isn't released immediately, but is stored first to
Make the
make
flash
the flash
longer.
stronger.
Exactly. It's similar like we discussed in our RC experiment about charging and then discharging it.
It turns out capacitors are really close to our daily lives, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? From something as small as a camera flash, we can learn about capacitors together. Let's take a look together how capacitors work in this video.
Hi everyone, welcome to our final projects on capacitors. Today we will start on an exciting journey into the world of electronics, exploring the fascinating behavior of capacitors, uncover their secrets, and see how they affect electrical circuits. Before we start to discuss our experiment, let's take a quick look at the essential equipment we used. First up, we have our power supply. This is crucial for providing the necessary electrical energy to charge our capacitor circuits. Next, a very versatile tool, the multitester. This will help us measure various electrical quantities, ensuring accuracy in our readings. Specifically for current, we will be using an ammeter. It's essential for measuring the flow of charge in our circuits. And to measure the potential difference across components, we have the voltmeter. It's vital for understanding the voltage changes. Of course, we can't forget the resistor. This component will help us control the current and establish specific time constant in our circuits. The start of our experiment, the capacitor itself. We will be observing how it stores and releases electrical energy. To capture the data in the process, we will also be using a camera. For controlling the flow of electricity, we have the switch. This allows us to open and close the circuit conveniently. To visually indicate the presence of current voltage, or voltage, we will be using an LED. And finally, to connect all these components and form our circuit, we have various cables. So, that's all for our equipment in this experiment. We're ready to explore the principle of capacitance and energy storage. Let's get started!
Our first adventure begins with investigating how current behave in a simple RC circuit. We'll build a basic circuit with a resistor and a capacitor connected to a power supply. We close the switch, observe the current flow.
Notice how the current starts strong and then gradually decreases over time. It's like a river initially flowing rapidly, then slowing down as it reaches calmer waters. This is because the capacitor is charging up and storing electrical energy.
Now, let's see what happens when we change the size of our water reservoir, the capacitor. We will replace the capacitor with a larger one, decreasing its capacitance. Let's run the experiment again.
As you can see, the larger capacitor stores more energy, leading to a slower decrease in current. The river is wetter now, taking longer to settle.
Next, we'll focus on the voltage across the capacitor. Using a voltmeter, we can measure the voltage built up as the capacitor charge. Observe how the voltage gradually increases until it reaches the voltage of the power supply. It's like filling a tank. The water level voltage rises steadily until it's full. Let's increase the complexity. This time we'll connect multiple capacitors in series and parallel configuration, while measures the current on voltage in both cases.
Notice how the total capacitance and the current behavior differ significantly between series and parallel connection. The series connection act like narrower pipes, while the parallel connection behaves like wider pipes, allowing more current flow.
In this experiment, we'll use a capacitor to power a simple circuit with two LEDs. One LED will light up using the power supply, and once it dims, the capacitor will take over, powering the second LED. This demonstrates the capacitor ability to store and release energy.
Now, let's put on our detective hats and analyze the data we gathered. We'll analyze the current and voltage change over time for each experiment, explaining the trends and relationships. First, let's revisit the current. As predicted, we see a clear inverse relationship between current and time during the charging process. The current is initially high, then gradually decrease as the capacitor fills up like a water tank. Notice how the larger capacitor, which is higher capacitance, leads to a slower decrease in current. It takes longer to fill up. Now, let's look at the voltage. Here, we see the opposite trend. The voltage starts low and gradually increases as the capacitor charges. The voltage across the capacitor mirrors the current's behavior, but in reverse. As the current decreases, the voltage increases, eventually reaching the supply voltage. Again, the larger capacitor takes longer to reach the full voltage. Finally, let's compare the series and parallel configurations. The series connection shows a much slower charging rate and lower current compared to the parallel configuration, which charges faster and has a higher current. This is because the total capacitance in a series circuit is smaller than the individual capacitance, while in a parallel circuit, it's the sum of the individual capacitances. By carefully analyzing both current and voltage data, we get a complete picture of how a capacitor charges and discharges in an RC circuits. The data strongly supports the theoretical models we discussed earlier.
Now, let's discuss the theoretical concept behind our observations. We will explain the equation governing capacitor behavior, including capacitance calculation for parallel plate capacitors, energy stored in a capacitor, and the time constant in RC circuit.
We can say that a capacitor is an electronic device that stores electrical charge and electrical energy. Capacitors have positive and negative charge on their plates, and their charge storage is temporary, serving to stabilize the flow of current. Capacitors come in various forms. As shown here, these include parallel plate capacitors, spherical capacitors, and cylindrical capacitors. Each consists of two conductors surrounded by a dielectric material like air, ceramics, or glass. An RC circuit, which we studied, contains both a resistor and a capacitor where the current changes over time, such as in a camera phase. In such a system, the battery charges the capacitor through the resistor, and when discharging, the capacitor releases its charge, like powering the flash. We can use Kirchhoff's laws to calculate the charge and current during this charging and discharging process.
Our experiments have shown that in RC circuits, the lamb's brightness decreases over time. Voltage increases while current decreases. Capacitors store electrical energy and act as temporary power source. And capacitance plays a critical role in the rate of charge and discharge.
This experiment allows for more research into more complex capacitor application.
Through our exploration of RC circuits, we have witnessed firsthand the great interplay of capacitance and the vital characteristics that govern its behavior.
We hope this presentation has illuminated the power and potential of these essential components.
Thank you for your attention.